Smooya, where they had an incredible run back in the day on LAN. So yes, we have a banger on our hands here. It's the best of 5. I want to see map number 5 come up. I want to see it go the full distance, Vince.
Oh, I am totally on board for that. Last DreamHack Open Grand Finals. Let's have an absolute banger here. Let's have a real one to remember. Fnatic yet to drop even a single map on their way through to the Grand Finals. Big in the meanwhile, starting on the CT side, we saw a bit of a tumultuous game yesterday on this very map. Fnatic, they're slowing the pace down. No fast-paced shenanigans here, Blair. They're going to be taking their sweet time.
Oh, they're taking a sweet time indeed. Let's be real. I still believe Big would be the slight favorites, even though Fnatic are on a bit of a streak. Big are more proven opponents, so to speak, right? I know they've added Gate, but they weren't able to really make much of an impact at the major, but still, they were able to contest against the best out there. This Fnatic team, though, we haven't yet seen them on LAN. That being said, we have a lot of veterans on this lineup, so of course, even though the roster as a whole is not LAN proven, the individuals definitely are. It's going to be a B hit coming on in. They haven't really done anything. They haven't made a single noise, but the explode on towards the B bomb site. Tapson going to spot them out. He's going to be tossing in a nade. That could actually deal a lot of damage. Indeed, it will. Almost 100 points of damage being dealt towards Fnatic, but they have the bomb site, and the bomb is going to be planted.
Indeed it shall. All 10 players still on the server, albeit a few weakened, a few casualties about to be put into place. Alex and Tizian both chip in for 2, and now Fnatic have to try and hold on. Mezzi super low alongside Smooya. There is an incendiary still in play with a smoke and a couple flashes, and that incendiary for Gade can be tossed towards the back of the site. Smooya waiting patiently as 4 T's envelop towards the CT side. Smooya is going to open up with the Glock, takes down 1, but will be traded out. However, the damage has already been done, and Keto doesn't even have a kit. Even if he wanted to stick this defuse, it's not going to happen, and he may very well either be fragged by bullets or blown up by the blast. Instead, Fnatic shut him down with the Glocks. 1-0 lead.
Interesting hit from Fnatic there. There was a bit of a stack towards top of mid, and Big were like, you know what, we're just going to be going for the retake. And the nade initially from Tapson dealing so much of damage, but in the end, just that push coming in towards Graveyard, catching Tapson off guard. And even though the trade took place, it was going to be a 4v4, and Fnatic doing just a great job keeping that retake at bay. And now, Big, with the force, of course, Syrson. The scout man himself, Deagle's 5-7, and here we go. Syrson going to be making contact. Nice flashbang, but not able to quite find a target. So the bullet won't land anywhere, and that is going to be Fnatic will able to, avoid any damage early on. A lot of nades being tossed in Gate. They know Gate's position, but Gate's tucked in inside of the smoke and is waiting for his teammates to help him out. And Gate trying to reposition himself, but Smooya will finally fall him. This is very aggressive posturing coming in from the CTs, considering the weaponry they have. Scout out in the open. At least they have a smoke for the time being to somehow obscure vision. Alex, is he going to see the player? No, he doesn't. Taps it. Oh, that's 2 huge kills, considering how low he was. And now, all of a sudden, back to a 3v3. Weaponry advantage still with the Swedish UK team, but 3v3, especially against the players like Tizian, Keto, and Syrson with the Deagles and the Scout, it's never going to be that easy.
Oh, certainly not. Many threats still on the table. Fnatic have to deal with. Still plenty of time, though. 40 seconds on the clock as the nades will be coming up and over. Searson trying to get round the side of that smoke and takes the head of Crims and puts it in his pocket. There's now a flank round the back. Keto's making moves in. And with a boost up and 2 smokes in place, this is looking very dicey for Fnatic now. They need a frag and they need it quickly. Out comes Messi, but he gets shut down and he was the bomb carrier. This round has just fallen apart. Smooya on very low HP has been finalized by Keto, and Big will tie us up 1-1. A force buy somehow working out due to that aggression from Banana.
I don't know how this went wrong, but what a play from Tapson though. Alex not spotting Tapson, just creeping around the corner. And I love the play from Tapson, especially when you have the pistols, you're up against rifles, you've lost a man already. Going for some high-risk maneuvers might be your only chance of winning the round. And that's a huge round to win. Again, the best of 5 series, the map pick coming in for Fnatic. Inferno, they've looked fantastic on it. It's probably one of the best maps. Definitely are going to be one of the favorites. Are going to be the favorites to take this one and take the lead in this particular series. We did see the analyst desk be a little surprised with the Ancient pick coming in from Fnatic, Vince, considering they've only played it once. Although if you look at the numbers, it's 100% win rate on Ancient.
Yeah, and against the team in Forza that we thought would be pretty solid on that map, albeit, they've got themselves a fairly new roster, a couple new additions. So I think that's just this interesting kind of situation that we find ourselves in with this open finals, where there's a lot of unknown variables. I think there's a lot more known about Big, although they do typically have a couple maps that they stray away from, and best of 5 forces you to go into those very deep and murky waters. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of interesting moments and curiosity that is peaked throughout this best of 5. What we do know, though, is in terms of Inferno, Fnatic have had a pretty awful start again, and this has been a consistent theme, but they've won a lot of pistol rounds and then they've lost the second one and put themselves on the back foot. What we do know, though, is when it comes to their T sides, they're typically pretty damn good. So I'm curious if Big have the winning formula in terms of this round. SMG, 4 solid weapons alongside it, including a scout in the hands of CS, and as we already talked about, it's basically like an AWP. He's so ridiculous with it, and so this is going to be a difficult one for them to force back into.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see Smooya go up against her, and I think that's going to be fantastic, especially once both of them have their hands on their weapons of choice. For Susan, though, I think the scout is still his weapon of choice. I like the aggression coming from Gate, pushing up against the smoke. And if Fnatic try to go for a pop play through it, he's going to be lying in wait. Keto able to spam away and find Mezzi early on, but they have opted to give up the A bomb site. But the bomb, look at where the bomb is. The bomb's dropped out in the open, and the smoke's going to allow them to retrieve it. And Smooya out of nowhere, 2 kills for him with the Tech 9. Make that 3. That is massive from Smooya, and Keto left wondering how it all went wrong. Alex will clothesline him, and Vince, how have they done this?
Just ruthless aggression, and Big were caught out of joint entirely. It also helps when you have Smooya just rocking up with a Tech 9 and landing a whole bunch of frags in the blink of an eye. 3 bodies hit the floor over on arches, and that allowed Fnatic, who were pushing through on the short and app side, to just get a very comfortable bomb. But as we said, they dropped the bomb in an awkward position. It looked pretty dire for them up until that crazy Smooya play.
I mean, Tech 9s and Fnatic, it's a pretty good combo for those of you who remember. So yeah, maybe Smooya's got a Tech 9 buff as well, joining into Fnatic. Scout out, of course, for Big as the force buy wars do continue. DreamHack 10s, a couple of AK-47s for the black and orange. And this is pretty much the same setup we saw from Big on the pistol round. 4 players playing up close towards brackets, but if they do opt to head in from apartments, that could circumnavigate this particular stack they have towards mid, Vince. And you can see the smoke's getting deployed. They're trying to sell it, and they have fallen for it. QT's already down on inside of the pit. Taps in good for 1, good for 2. Okay, he's doing his best, but eventually he'll fall, and it's all on Gate. Gate seems to have an inkling where Smooya is.
That's a good idea, but whether he can execute off that promise with the Deagle. Had a lot of big moments throughout this tournament, did Gate. A lot of huge entry frags when they was called upon. But this is very likely a bridge too far. I'm somewhat surprised that he's even toying with the idea of sticking around, because this Deagle and Kevlar would be useful into the next, especially considering there'll be very little alongside it, if anything at all. And maybe that's the reason he's sticking around, to see if he can pick up one of these weapons and throw that across to somebody else. But this round is done. We know that much. It is going to be a 3-1 now, dialed in and punched in for Fnatic. Gate is waiting around, maybe for the bomb blast to blow one of those weapons over towards the library side, but now deciding against it as he just pieces out and will hold on to that Deagle Kevlar. So although Fnatic, they slipped in that second round, now they're really starting to build up a head of steam.
Great call coming in from Alex. I'm not too sure what the cues were for him, but going for the waterfall play straight out of apartments, that setup, like that was Achilles' heel of that particular setup from Big, right? You have 4 players towards bracket. Sure, you might have 1 player holding to his apps, but that's not going to be enough, especially when you have 3 Ts charging on out. Helped out with the flashbangs, and it looks like for the time being, Vince, Fnatic have come out on top of the force by wars. Smooya going to be leading charge with the Mac 10. 2 Mac 10s going on a fact-finding mission, being the tip of the spear. Gate Now they know where two of the CTs are. Look at Smooya hugging the wall, pushing on up, and that's going to be Brolan and Smooya, in fact, opening up that B bomb side. Mezzi as well, catching Keto. This should be an easy mop-up for the Swedish, I want to say Swedish org, but actually the UK org, Vince. I'm still not used to it. It's day 5, I'm still not used to it.
It's all right. You two will become a lover of UKCS. It's fine, Blair.
I might just buy an England t-shirt, you know, football tee if they get the win here.
Beautiful. Would love to see that. Jason about to get clapped from the side. Oh no, Crims, don't do it. Don't do it. Not in the finals. Not like this. We've got a family. Oh, Jason, I'm so sorry. Rest in peace.
Look at that smile. Look at that smirk on his face. JW might not be a part of this team anymore, but his spirit lives on, Vince. That makes me happy.
It does. And that little wry smile, as he said, Crims knew what he did. But to be fair, it is actually for a good reason. Additionally, it spikes his money considerably with the kill reward from the knife, of course. There's still plenty of time. And honestly, the disrespect just sprinkled in is never a bad thing. Try and get in the opposition's mind, get that mental warfare off to a good start. The psychological impact of the grenades will be felt. Additionally, up on Banana as Brolan and Tabson both catch a bit of shrapnel, but nothing too severe as of yet.
Big fire round, they know. They want to put up a good defense. They want to start here. They want to let Fnatic to run amok. And looking at the cash as well for Fnatic, it is getting into that unreasonable territory. A couple of them over 6K. The rest of them an average about $4,000. And this is after the buy, so they are feeling very comfortable money-wise. There's once more. Roland. Young Swede leading the charge, Macton in hand. They have Smooya with the op. He's going to be bringing up the rear, just holding the angle. Going to punish any CT who's going to dare face them. But it is going to be, again, a very similar hold towards B. They're not really contesting Banana much, are big, and this could come and bite them in the butt later on. Gate spotting out the utility, getting deployed. He maybe was looking to toss an incendiary, but he's going to fall on back, save it for the retake. It is going to be a 5 versus 5, beg your pardon, as the bomb will be planted. But Tapson with a spray through the smoke, catching Crim, so the bomb's still not down yet, and Gate able to find one as soon as the smoke clears.
Still 3 players to deal with and a post plant. Not really any utility apart from a flashbang, though, on the side of Fnatic. So they'll be praying that Smooya has that impact. Mezzi was talking about it before in lost rounds. It seems to be Smooya that just brings out the thunder and gets them back underway. Flash is now starting to come in. Big headshot from Mezzi. Losing a lot of health is Smooya at the back of the site, courtesy of some grenades, but now he swings into action one more time. Tizian sent packing, and it's going to be Searson, but it's a constellation frag. In fact, he didn't even connect that. I thought he did nail Smooya. Apparently not. Smooya also survives from the bomb. So they managed to keep 2 players alive in that post plant, and Big on the back foot again.
I'm just surprised how that shot missed. I thought, oh, nice shot from Smooya, though. And considering, I think it was Tizian, right, who got a spam through the smoke. He gets the first kill. It's a 4v5. Gate catching the timing, taking out a player. It's a 4v3 bomb, not even planted, but yet somehow Fnatic are able to hold on. Roland had the best ADR, KPR, headshots per round, and opening kills per round at DreamHack Open 47. Yeah, he's good. He's not bad at this game, you know, popping heads. He's a real counter-striker, Vince.
So does that mean that unless someone else has a phenomenal series here, if Fnatic were to win, would that make him the MVP, do you think?
I thought it's a very good question. I feel like Brolan has been unleashed thus far in this tournament, but I think it's going to be tossed up between Mezzi and Smooya and Brolan. Obviously, it depends on how this grand finals plays out, right? If Fnatic do win, as you pointed out, but if it is Mezzi or Smooya really popping off, I think it's going to be a toss up between all 3 of them. But right now, Brolan has been fantastic. He's been looking incredible thus far. Right now, for Big, though, they have the saved AWP in the hands of Searson. And they need to do something with it. Molotov's getting tossed in, gonna force Tapson back to a more safer position. Crims, bit of a hunt, gonna go for the pre-fire. Keto at 5-7, up close can be quite deadly, and in fact could potentially come out on top of a duel even against the Automat Kalashnikov. Flashbang is good. That's a great flash. But Alex, oh, never mind. What a shot from Tapson, catching Brolan out in the open. But a trade will take place. But look at the amount of damage being dealt here. Smooya down to 35, Alex down to 43 HP. These pistols could go to work.
Yeah, I honestly think that Tapson, and I felt this all the way back when he played for, I believe it was Penta, years and years and years ago when Sivo was still a thing. And I honestly feel like he's one of the best, if not the best, P250 player in the world. He makes this gun look like a deagle. It is just absolutely ridiculous what he can do with it. We've already seen it a couple times in this game. Keto, though, with his 5-7, will have to try and make it somehow work against multiple Ts. Now, two of them are low. And if they trip over one another, desperate with low HP, they could very well be put down. Keto's got 2. He's done more than enough. And considering the last 2 players are low on health, this is a very winnable round now on the side of Big. It will be a post plant. That much is going to get dialed in very shortly. But the longer they take, the quicker Big get up close and personal.
So, yeah, just ensuring there's no one nearby. Can't get it to pit. Great position for him to wield the AWP. Searson, though, inside a library. Going to take a sweet time. Smooya now going to reposition himself. He's going to peek as a question. Someone must be holding the angle. Indeed, they are. And Alex has got to do a lot of work, but he will find none. Smooya now in the 1 versus 3. He finds the first, looking for the second kill. He doesn't know where Searson's going to be coming in from. Spot the second player out, but Tizian will find him through the planks. And that is going to be a massive round for Big to win. They got time? They got time. They're good. They're good. There's going to be second round on board for Big. A hard-fought round, but Fnatic are going to be kicking themselves about that. And so it was only they saved AWP and a couple of pistols, and Fnatic, they fluffed that a little bit.
Yeah, it was Keto's 5-7. This is the play here. 2 massive frags, put them in a 2v3 with the last 2 players low, so it forced them into a bit of awkward post-plant positions to try and make the most of Smooya's AWP. Didn't work out. However, we can't see it just at the moment, but Big's economy is still not great. Yes, they won the round, but they only had 2 weapons saved. So they should be able to squeak out a relatively good buy, but after this round, could be a few players that are feeling worse for wear. Fnatic are going to be coming straight back into this, no problems. It's more the Gade and Tabson problem at the moment. So the bigger picture may catch Big unawares, but they still need to crack through this defense, Fnatic.
As pointed out, buy is not going to be a problem for Fnatic. Still a decent amount of money remaining in the coffers after the buy. Smooya's 12 and 5. Jeez. I know he got that 3K with the Tech 9, but even outside of that, he's been very, very impactful indeed. And what's scary for Big is Messi hasn't done much yet, and we know how explosive he can be on this T side. And they're going to be popping on in, Vince. They haven't deployed a smoke for Moto, though. Oh, taps in time. Oh, the timing! Gets CSGO'd. And Messi finds him, and that's one defender from this A bomb site. 6 feet under, and Fnatic slowly they continue to march on ahead, Vince.
Yeah, they've been so ruthless on these takes. Big, with the force buy, knocked them down. That last round, a couple fortunate timings got them across the finish line, but now Tizian and Keto are trying to take control of the situation. Tizian loses his life. That puts more pressure on Keto, who's flashed. He's going to be fragged any second now, or perhaps I spoke too soon. He did at least drop the bomb alongside him. His life, though, will be lost in vain. And Searson backs out to save that AWP on the B side of the map. This is what I was talking about with the economy not yet stabilizing. Gade and Tabson, both low economy and finances. With Searson saved AWP, they probably can buy again without too many problems. That's if he can save, though, because Alex, he's figured this one out, and he's already in hot pursuit. The bomb, still with 50% of its fuse remaining. Alex has enough time to check all of these angles and potentially shut Searson down. Now, I believe Searson's on top of the sandbags. Yep. So if Alex just walks around this corner, he is a goner. Searson is dead. There's the barrel. Searson, good night. Easy execution. And that's going to hurt them for this next round.
He wasn't expecting Alex to go in for the hunt all the way from Banana Vince. And Alex, though, just the patience, right? Not running, playing it calm. That's just unreasonable stuff from Brolan. This inexorable march that Fnatic go on when, especially when hitting this A bomb site. It's so terrifying. Like, you know it's coming. You know it's going to be an A hit. They're telegraphing it. But this, we've seen so many teams just fall to it. It's so hard to counter, even though you know it's going to be taking place. Sursson, though, great find onto Broland. They have gone for the AWP buy, as you pointed out. Equalizing out the money a little bit. I probably thought Tizian could maybe have invested a little bit extra, but no, he's going to stick with the Deagle, even though he has $5,700 to work with. Gun will not be retrieved, however, and has been disposed of by Fnatic, ensuring they don't pick up another extra rifle. But the fact that there's an AWP in play, Fnatic might assume it's going to be a full-fledged buy coming out from Big. Let's see what they do. Bit of noise being made towards bracket as they're going to be heading back towards B. Now, this is do or die here for Big. Fnatic might not be expecting this, but considering how methodical they've been thus far, they're going to clear this angle.
Well, it's like a bait and switch, though. I think Tabson gets baited in. Maybe he can land a frag. They check for Gate. Nope, Gate's going to snatch at the opportunity, but does get one. That's all he will pick up. But a lot of damage has been done, actually, to Fnatic. You look across at the health bars. Crim's down at 16. Mezzy 56 in body shot of those Deagles. And, of course, the AWP. This is maybe not just a done deal as of yet. Mezzy planting on top of the coffins. Now, the lack of kits and utility is an issue for Big. If they can't thread a kill soon, that may mean that AWP gets pushed out of this round back towards the A side of the map and retreats in. Smuya, big headshot with the AK-47, switching across to the rifle. Bit of a labored spray, but gets the damage done. And the bodies hit the floor. Season, he's setting up for a post-plant exit frag. And I don't think he's going to be gifted one because they know exactly where he is. That means that Fnatic moved to 7-2, and you said it yourself. It kind of feels like a do or die already because Big have been so up and down. Like, it hasn't really installed too much confidence in me personally watching these CT rounds unfold.
I have to agree with you on that. I think you hit the nail right on the head. Just the fact that if you look at the setups, I really haven't seen much. Now, they have all the money to work with. Too big. They can go for, you know, all the utility buys and whatnot, but they haven't been able to really contest Banana much, apart from, you know, Sursson getting maybe an opening pick on top of Banana. That's about it. They're not able to battle Fnatic there. And the setup they have towards top of brackets, Fnatic just seem to have an inkling whenever that's there, and they've been able to just circumvent around it. Oh, I'm not sure if Sursson's barrel got spotted, but they seem to know he's going to have to fall back to safety. But yeah, whenever they go for the bracket heavy setup, Fnatic just go for the apps pop, right? And then when they opt to play from the sides, Fnatic do their almost unstoppable just pincer. And they have multiple variations of it. Nice flashbang, but Sursson able to land a shot right before it lands. Oh, that's a quick one. Broland caught in midair, jumping around the corner. And that's Sursson opening things up. 2 quick kills for him as Fnatic tried to take control of Arch. But that would be bombs that completely left alone. Now, Fnatic are not aware of this. But Gade, he needs to make a bit of haste here, Vince.
Yeah, the issue for Fnatic, though, is they're not privy to this information, so they still have to act as though there's 2 or even 3 players on B. And every second that they take, rotations can come in. Now, the issue is that Gade is uncomfortable until he'll be on the CT side. He has thrown down a well-placed smoke. But if the push comes in, there's no players at the back of the site. They're without a smoke onto CT side because they don't have any remaining. Oh, this is an absolute disaster for Fnatic. An exquisite double from Searson seems to have just pretty much put them on full tilt here. And they are not going to be able to stabilize until the next round. They're already backing away as if they want to look for a save, especially as Smear is the bomb carrier. So this round feels like it's a done deal. Very nice hold from Big, all things considered. They didn't even lose a single point of health in any of these trades.
Huge round to win for Big. Absolutely massive round. As you pointed out, not even a death. Forget a death. Like, not even a single point of damage being taken. For Fnatic, it's kind of unfortunate. Obviously, we know what's going on the map, right? But the B bomb set was just empty. Just bereft of any CT presence, but they didn't know. They obviously had to take this sweet time, but the lack of a smoke, and of course the smoke getting deployed by Gate there, preventing them from pushing on ahead. And Big win another round. The question is, can they string a couple together, Vince? Because I feel like, yeah, they haven't been able to string a single round, 2 rounds together thus far on their CD side, but maybe. we could see a bit of a turnaround here. Maybe an 8-7.5. That's something you can work with. That's big. Searson, who has been the hero of the previous round, albeit it was all the way towards Archway, and he's going to be now holding towards Banana early on. Top of B, but bro, oh my, how did that even happen? Searson. He didn't even see Brolan, and Brolan just burns him alive. It must have been a nade Molotov combo. It just can't only been a Flames, Vince.
Yeah, I'd have to assume so. I didn't catch that myself either. Maybe we'll see that on the replays. But what we can say is the result of it is crippling for Big. That's one of your heavy hitters. That's your AWP, your primary AWP. Now, Tabson obviously can use the gun. We know this much. But you're also in a 4v5, which means the A site is that little bit more vulnerable. And now Keto tosses his molly, hoping to try and stymie and stall this push. But instead, Fnatic decide to wiggle their way up on the arches. Smoking out the key choke points. Library dealt with. Arches dealt with. Gade is waiting for that green button so he can just press forward and try and cause mayhem. But he takes a stray bullet to the dome, and now Tapson will try and retreat. And it's all about the save again. Big cannot get consistency on the CT side. They just don't look stable enough. And we saw this problem yesterday against Fours. It went to OT, but you had these vast amounts of rounds where Big conceded, they'd win one, they'd go back into losses again. And they cannot afford to make that same mistake against Fnatic, because Fnatic will punish them.
It's almost like watching a Friday the 13th movie, Vince, where you have Jason Voorhees. You're just walking in your direction, you run, but it's just right behind you, and you cannot stop him. It's like that from Fnatic. There were 3 defenders. We even had taps into a CD spawn. And in a span of like, what, 2 seconds? Everyone died. That A defense just crumbled. Instant headshot from Fnatic and Big. The curse continues. They're not able to string 2 rounds together. Okay, let's take a look at this. All right, so walks into the flames.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh. Wait. Oh,
mate.
What are you doing?
I thought he got CSGO'd at first. No, he just had brain lag. What? He took so much that was literally 100 to 0 just from Molotovs.
I thought he got like naded by Brolan at the same time, or maybe a couple of shots from the AK, right? That could happen when he was trying to make his escape from the flames, but no. The guy is a bit of a pyromaniac. Where the only victim is him. I don't know. Oh, look at this from Fnatic, though. Look at the placements. Minute 30, 3 players already towards apartments, but with that smoke, they seem to be peeling back a bit. They really haven't contested Banana at all. Oh, Smuya should be dead here. Oh, what a flash. Perfection from Brolan, and Smuya doesn't miss those. But then he walks up by his lonesome. Another flashbang, and one by one, this defense is crumbling. Just great flashbang usage from the Fnatic side. And after making the presence felt towards A, they're going to be pivoting back towards B. Vince, they're just... It's beautiful to watch this Fnatic T side. They're just making big dance-like marionettes at the ends of their fingers, at the end of the strings. It's beautiful. And Crims as well, again, for peeling back towards apartments, looking to cut off, looking to prevent, rather, Big from going for the save. Just brilliant stuff from Fnatic.
Yeah, it does feel like Fnatic are these kind of evil overlord puppet masters, and Big have to do their bidding. And unfortunately for you, Big, spoiler warning, it's not going to end well, especially if you continue in this path and in this fashion. Although we're on Inferno, it feels like Mirage in the sense of, it's like this fortress in the distance. You're like, oh, it looks really formidable. And then you get closer and you realize it's like made out of cardboard. You just push it over. That's how bad this CT side has looked so far. And I mean, Searson dying to Molotovs the way he did in that previous round, this is a grand finals, man. This is not the time. This is where you got to be on your A game. You got to be bringing the heat. You got to be bringing the thunder. And instead, it's just been so flat. Fnatic steamroll across. They march into a 9-3 lead.
And here's the thing from Fnatic. It's not anything too complicated, right? It's not some crazy strats or anything. It's just great pop flash. Smuya gets the first kill, perfect peek to take down Searson, and then a second flashbang to get the trade. They don't just blindly walk in, you know, just desperate to get the second kill or desperate to get the trade. They're using the utility right, and then immediate pivot back towards B, because they now have an inkling that Big, they do tend to over-rotate a little bit, because Fnatic have been hitting this A side time and time again. And then, yeah, Crim's going back, getting another kill. It's just a beautiful, simple, clean counter-strike. And look at the pace again. Crim's leading the charge. Tizian will fall. Kido, though, with the AUG. He strikes from the pit. A double for him, a double for Crims. And now Sirson, everything to do with the AWP. Oh, this flames, Sirson, run away. Run away.
And they weren't even that much of a threat, but he's just got it in the back as well. I will extinguish every Molotov anywhere near me. I hate fire. And now Crim's going straight on that B site because Big have vacated the premises.
Again?
This is the problem. Fnatic have been so aggressive that as soon as they go a heavy up middle, Big, they have like this flinch reaction where they over-rotate because of how much they've been conditioned so far. Alex with the freest of frags. This gate is all by himself. And now in this post plant, CSN and Tapson, they simply have to clutch this.
After all the good work being done by Kido, if this falls apart, it's going to be heartbreak. Oh, Alex going to fall back. I don't think he got spotted there. Good flashbang. Alex still falling behind. Great double. But they haven't checked him yet. They still haven't checked him, Vince. No one's clearing him, and Crim's going to find Sirson. So Tapson still has no idea where Alex is. 10-3. Oh, Big are just getting crushed by this T side from Fnatic. And just a variation in the pacing, the takes, the way they're... It's the second time where they've walked into an empty B bomb site because Big just rotated out of it. It's just brilliant stuff for Fnatic. And that's what happens when you don't have banana control. That's what happens when you don't have map control, right? You're turtled up on the sites. You're rotating only through CD spawn. That means Fnatic, they have banana control. They have apartments control. They have mid control. They can do whatever they want. They can go for like doubles, triple, quadruple fakes if they do feel like it.
No, you really have made a very good point there, that Banana is an integral part of this map. And Big, I think I've seen them take control maybe one time. They're trying to again here, smoke down deep side of Banana. But even then, they're apprehensive about fully investing on this because of how many times A's been hit quick. Just think of that last round. Crims runs through. Yes, it nearly backfired for them, but Crims gets 2 frags straight away. And then Smuya, anticipating Gade's jump peak, nails him. And although Tapson was thinking about going for rotation over on A, now he has to think better of that. And that puts him alone against the world.
$16-8 for Smuya right now. He has been fantastic with the AWP. Inferno T side, one of the harder sides to wield the sniper rifles, Vince. Oh no, Tapson, he was holding the little sliver, and Smuya reads him. Instant brain surgery with the AWP, and there's no coming back from that. Round number 14 is lost as well, Vince. They have to go for the save. And you can see Crims already floating around towards mid, looking to get the kill, looking to hunt down these rifles. And it's just gone from bad to worse to... Oh! What? What? He got the ding, Vince.
He got scrambled as well, though. It's so unfortunate. It's like you've just hit the headshot with the A1S, you're feeling good, and then suddenly, oh, I've been splattered. Well, guess I'm not saving this rifle then. Guess we're going to be 11-3 down in a horrible bite for the last round, and Tizian's not guaranteed. He's entitled to nothing. And he's going to be stripped away. And Crims takes the golden ticket out of his hand towards the next round. CSN will save, more than likely, exit frags at best. And you look at the two AWPers here. We often say that this is a map where CT side AWPing should prevail. As me, I have a couple of things to say about that. He's on 17 frags, and he's getting so many impactful kills as well. He has been an absolute nightmare for Big here.
You know what's a real nightmare? The fact you already have Smuya popping off. You have Alex. Alex has been great so thus far. Mezzi hasn't really woken up yet. He really hasn't had much to do. Brolan has been beasting with his opening kills. And then you have Crims playing like that, Vince. I really thought he was dead to rights, and he just spins around and instantly lands the headshot. So yeah, Crims waking up as well. I'm sorry, you're in for you're not in for a good time. I'm not a fan of that repeat from Sirson. I don't know what's happening. Big are losing their minds, Vince. They've lost their nerve. I don't know why they had to go for the repeat. Why they're just barreling down Banana without knowing where they are. Tizian tries to regain some map control. Smuya reads him like an open book. And the only chance Big have in this round is if Fnatic group up, head towards B. But instead, Brolan's going to be the sacrificial lamb. Runs into B, knows where gate is, easy plant towards A, Crim's there to cut off the rotation, round's done.
Oh, he's got a knife out. Okay, never mind. Oh, okay. That's a good way to end the half. We'll see you in the next half, ladies and gents, where Fnatic will probably continue to batter big. We'll be right back.
I think you know about this story.
I remember it was my first convention hall DreamHack.
It's not every day that a meme is born, but the second day of DreamHack Open Austin 2016 was such a day. The famous streamer Gerard Lazar, better known as Summit1G, played as a stand-in for Professor Chaos on the team Splice. For Splice, the tournament weekend started on a downwards note, with a loss on the first day 16-5 against Luminosity on Train. On the second day, they went up against CLG in the group elimination game. Everything was looking good. Splice had not only reached match point on Train, but Summit1G had pulled off a clutch, leaving him clear to defuse the bomb to take the map. But then, this happened.
And now it's Summit in the 1v1 to try and close this out against Fugly. Fugly playing it aggressively, no, but Summit's gonna clutch it! And Splice will close out map number 1, 16-11. Oh, wait. What happened? Oh, no! Summit! No!
It was crazy because I looked up at the stage and he was celebrating, and then all of a sudden, like, the dread just came in right away, and like all the crowd was like, for that moment, realized we actually lost that round, and then they could lose the match. It was nuts.
In this instance, you could say, okay, everybody, we still have map points, so shake it off and win this. But that didn't happen. Splice lost Train on overtime 19-16 and then Dust 2 16-10, meaning they were out of the tournament after 2 straight losses. Summit's unfavourable walk down the B-bomb site was, of course, just one of many lost rounds that led to a quick exit. But the one round people remember the most. In a spooky coincidence, just 4 days prior to the event, Summit1G had posted on Twitter about his tournament nerves, and legendary Na'Vi IGL Zeus was there with some wise words to comfort and encourage. After the first map loss, Summit1G tweeted once again. True to his word, we haven't seen Summit1G in this kind of competition since that fateful day. On the plus side, he leaves behind a fiery reputation in the scene and a fun meme for us all to remember him by. DreamHack Open gave us one more legacy. A pretty fun one, and an important lesson. When you practice your callouts for Train, that's the Summit hotspot.
An absolute bloodbath of a first half. We'll see Fnatic lead 12-3 as they move across to their CT side. And I don't know about you, Blair, but it felt like Big were almost focusing on the next map towards the end of that. We saw some odd repeaks, some questionable decisions. They're at such a vast deficit. It has to start here in the pistol if they want any chance at all.
Yeah, I gotta say, I think you got it right when he said, like, that final round looked just so strange from Big. Everyone just going for repeats, going for individual plays, almost like they felt like they had no chance. It's great flashbang from Mezzy. Brolan only good for 1 though. They spotted a lot of players down towards bottom of mid, and now they pivot back towards the B bomb side. The problem is with this T's, they only have the 1 flashbang, which they haven't deployed yet. They're just going to be going for the dry hops. Alex getting hunted down. They're going to try and chase him. No, they're not. They know there's going to be another CT lying in wait towards CD spawn. So bomb will be planted. Crims has got a smoke, and oh, never mind. Alex, 2 quick taps and a 2v4 heavily favoring Fnatic.
Searson with that fast peek takes off the head of Smooya, spins around, nearly also goes in on Alex, and Searson is starting to show us what he's capable of. A very slow first half, already 3 kills in the second, and he could be adding a couple more. The ace would even be possible. They go for the full defusal right now, in amongst the smoke, and Messi will be shutting them both down. Fnatic win the round. Heartbreak again for Big.
How does he spin around for the second? How does he spin around for the second kill? That's just nuts. And this is after the heroics of Searson. Vince, as you pointed out, gets a 3K, somehow brings it back to a very winnable 2 versus 2, and then Messi. Oh.
My God.
Main God.
I think at that point, you just take your hands off the keyboard. They just, fair enough. Messi's just a god, apparently. Just immortal. I'll have to go into the next one. They have got a force buy because of the bomb plant, obviously, and does a bit of a mixed match, slapped together of weaponry. You got an AK, a couple of Galil, Scout, and of course the Tech 9. Plenty of utility as well, and they're looking to try and push up middle for the time being.
Crims. No flashes, the dry swing coming in, and they are getting just absolutely massacred. A follow-up smoke as well, and Tapson trying to be cheeky. He's going to try and use that smoke to slowly moonwalk his way back, and that's a great play from the captain. But in a 1 versus 5, what can he do? A 3K is what he's going to do. 55 HP, bomb down, rotation far away. This is winnable. This is very winnable for Tapson.
Absolutely. Only downside is he has no more utility, so he's going to have to pretty much live or die on this mini-pit position. And P9 at this range will basically just be scratching Tabson and itching him. They have to close the gap. Incendiary on the hands of Mezzi, who's now got a Galil additionally. Actually, he's upgraded twice to an M4A1S. Flash. Molly will be behind it. Here comes Tabson. Big frag on for the ace. Oh, he stumbles at the last hurdle. And there will be enough time. That is so difficult for Tabson to deal with. He knew he was on the brink of greatness. And instead, it's a 14-3 deficit.
My heart goes out to him. He played that to perfection. This was so well done. Using the smoke of Fanatics against them. 3K here. He isolates the kill. Dukes out with Broland. He gets the dink. He gets the dink, Vince, but because he was down to like 50 HP, he comes out. Well, if he had a little bit more health, he would have potentially just won that duel right there. And a 1v5 ace clutch. An actual 1v5 ace clutch. How often do you see that? Well, unfortunately, it is not to be. Alex, a little bit of aggression. Not quite able to deal much damage. Crim's been tagged on 31 HP, crossing over by Searson's Scout. Fnatic, just 2 more rounds. They'll be looking to make it quick. Mezzi, spawning out the player. Oh, this is interesting. All right, Keto just going for the duel, and Mezzi able to trade. Searson with the Scout not able to land anything yet, and Mezzi's doing a great job just keeping the T's at bay. Not a great smoke there, but it's okay. He does have backup, but the defense has been split in 2. Crimson Alex towards the pit. And Big have a lot of avenues available to them, Vince. They have banana control, they have brackets control, which they haven't found out yet. They're going to take it now. But where are they going to be heading towards? Looking at where the bomb is, it is looking like an A hit, but they still have time to pivot back to B if they do want to do so.
An interesting smoke toss down. They've actually smoked arches twice. So it looks like they want to go for a wraparound. Maybe have faked as if it would be an ace play. Now they're really selling this with the HE and a flashbang here. Another HE into library. Taking systematic control. Crims, though, has gone unchecked. Unthwarted in the mini pit. And that funnels Big through the arches. Now, Mezzi has a good position to hold this one off. And honestly, the herd has been thinned so much that Big may just run out of time. 15 seconds. They've got to get a move on. Searson needs to pick off Mezzi or this round is done. And it's only a Scout, not the AWP. So he's not guaranteed the insta-frag either. And there's Messi, he gets tagged around the corner. And although Gate takes him down, he does not have time. And he does no longer have any HP. 12 map points for Fnatic.
They found a window, Vince. They found a tiny little window. Sneak onto the B-bomb site. But yeah, as you pointed out, no time remaining. And if Searson maybe had a rifle, he could have potentially out-dueled Mezzi hiding in the corner. But he would have had to land like a no-scope or like a fast-scope headshot, which, as good as he is at that range, would have been very, very unlikely. So Just Mezzy not getting checked there was the insurance. Force of course, going to be coming on in. It's going to be pistols, a MAC-10, and again, the scout in the hands of Searson. And Fnatic, they want to finish this off as quickly as possible, Vince. Crims is just going to come marching down like the Viking he is and taking bodies at will. 5v3 now. He knows where Gate is. Gate able to get the trade, but Smuya has pushed on towards apartments as well. They will be expecting the second player. And Smuya is going to strike 1, 2, 1 remains. It's all on Searson in a 1 versus 4 to try and get us to OT. I got to say, though, Vince, I'm not a believer.
No, as good as Searson is, he hasn't quite been at his A game. And on the other side, Smuya just woke up this morning and chose violence. 24 kills. He has been unbelievably impactful, not just with the AWP. We've seen him get a ton of kills with the rifles as well. But Searson, that smoke will keep him at bay for a little bit longer. Just shy of a minute on the clock. Does have time, does have the bomb. He could get picked off from the back. There's Alex. What a shot. That is why Searson is an absolute menace with this scout. He is so quick at landing headshots. And now he starts to pivot in on the CT side. Roland, well, no second shot, no repeat performance for Searson, and an absolute massacre on Inferno, favoring Fnatic.
What a map of Inferno. Like, we all know Fnatic are very solid in this map.